Hi guys, welcome to the channel, and in this lecture we are going to learn about number data types. So first talk about data types. Sorry. Data types and why do we need them. So data types is like a container. We declare data types in starting of any program so that the computer knows how much memory it will need. So for example, we declared a data type which occupy 22 bytes. Okay. Now our computer assigned 22 bytes for a particular data, and now we are storing a data which only needs 1 byte out of 22 bytes. So what is issue here? There are two problems arises. The first one is wastage of memory, because out of 22 bytes we are only using that 1 byte and remaining 21 bytes are getting wasted. So the first one is wastage of memory, and the second one is it is making our program slower, because when we need this particular data we have to fetch all 22 bytes. However, we only need 1 byte out of them, so it creates a load on our program and it make our program slower, so it slows down the program. So we have to declare a more related data type. So like if we need 10 bytes, if we are going to use 10 bytes, we have to declare a data type that occupy 10 bytes so that the memory don't get wasted. Now let's talk about data types for our number. So in Oracle SQL we will use the data type numeric to store our numbers. Now numeric have two arguments. The one is precision and the second one is scale. Now what is precision and what is scale? So precision is total number of digits in any value, and scale is number of digits after decimal point in the value. For example, we will take an example of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.6 and 7. So in this example you can see how many digits are there. There are total 7 digits, so its precision will be 7. And how many digits after decimal point are 2. Okay, so its scale will be 2. Now let's take one more example. Let's take point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now what is precision of this number? Precision is equals to 7, because total number of digits here are 7. We can say it is 0.1234567, but since this is a 0, will not count the number, so the precision will be 7. Now what will be the scale of the digit? It will be 7 as well, because all the digits are after decimal point, so the digits after decimal point are scale. So now you know what is precision and what is scale. What if we want to store both of these data types? What should be our precision and scale? Because see, we only declare precision and scale once, and after that we can store multiple data into the particular data type. So we have to declare a data type that should be able to store 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.67 and 0.1234567. So we will combine both data. We are not adding them, but just combining them so that we get an idea what possibly the largest number for the range of both data types. It can be the precision here we can see precision is same, but number of digits before decimal point is greater than greater in example 1 than in example 2. So we will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from example 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and after decimal points there are 2 digits in example 1 and 7 digits in example 2. So since example 2 have much more digits, we will take example 2 here. So we'll take point 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we sort of combined both values and we have our value which can be the largest value for the whole range. So for this value the precision will be 7 plus 5, 12 maybe. So yeah, 12. So the precision will be 12 for this value and scale will be 7 because the number of digits after decimal point is 7. So for precision is equal to 12 and scale is equal to 7, we can store both example 1 and example 2 without any issue. Let's get to our GUI and let's see what if we store a larger value than the declared data type. What will happen? Okay, so for this let's see what is default precision and scale for the numeric data type. Since we are not declaring any precision and scale, there must be some default precision and scale, right? So for numeric data type, precision is equals to 38, it is default, and scale is equals to 0. So these are default values, and for this default value we are storing 1.5. Here you can see for 1.5, let me erase them. Okay, so for 1.5 the precision is equals to 2 and scale is equals to 1. See, precision have no issue because we have default precision 38 which is larger than our precision 2, but for scale the default scale is 0 and the scale we need is 1. So let's store the value and see what happen if we want to store a value with precision is equal to 2 and scale is equal to 1 into data type whose precision is equals to 38 and scale is equals to 0. So here I am storing 1.5c and we will run the script. So our column stored 2 as a value, however we stored 1.5. So what it does is it rounded off the value. So if we use a value which have a greater scale than the data type, it will round off the value. Okay. Now let's take another example. You can pause the video and try to answer this question. I have to store value ranges from 0.001 to 999.99. So what should be my precision and scale in order to store this range precisely? So pause the video, figure it out and play it again. See if you got the answer right. So for this range we will combine both values and the combination would be 999.001. Okay, and for this value our precision is equals to 6 and scale is equals to 3, right? So we will use our GUI and now we will declare our precision and scale here. So our precision is 6 and scale is 3, right? So it's perfectly fine. And now what if we want to store 15.55 in this data type? What should be our output? Let's run the query, run the statement actually, and we got our output correct. It's 15.55. Now let's add one more 5 on both sides, 155.555, and now let's run the query again. So no issue as far. Now I want to store 155.4 times 5. So our scale here is 4, but we have declared only 3. So this is a greater scale. Now you know what would happen. I just told you. So let's run the script and see. We got 155.556. It rounded off the value. You know that, okay? Now what if I want to store 155.5555, or say I will just remove 1 5 from this side. Now what if I want to store this value? Let's see. Now we got error. It says the value is larger than specified precision. So we cannot store value which is larger than the specified precision. We can store value larger than specified scale, it will round off, but we cannot store value which is larger than the specified precision. It will give us error. So keep this in mind. And now there is one more thing, that there is a range for precision and scale. We cannot just declare 100 as our precision, because it will give us error. Okay, wait, it is giving us error. Okay, no issue so far. So we cannot store 100 here because it have some limit. So the limit for precision is 38. Okay, the range we can use for precision is 1 to 38. So the max we can use is 38. So it ran perfectly fine. And for 39 it will give us error. So the range is 1 to 38 for precision, and for scale the range is minus 84 to 127. So we can store 127 here, no issue. Let me reduce this value to 1 only. So now we can run the query, and we have no issue so far. And the range for scale, I told you, it is minus 84 to 127. Okay. Now what do a negative scale do? So you know what a positive scale do, but what does a negative scale do? So let's take an example. For s is equals to 0, first we will take our scale is equals to 0, or let's start from 3. Okay, so our scale here is 3 and our value here will be 1234.56 and 78. Okay, that would be enough. So here we have 4 values, however we are taking scale only 3. Now let's run the script. So as expected, our value got rounded off and we got 1234.568 because it's just rounded off. Now let's decrease our scale to 2. Now our value got rounded off up to 2 decimal points, right? What if we use 1? Our value will be rounded off to 1 decimal point. Now what if we use 0? Our value rounded off up to 0 decimal point, or say without decimal point. Now I am using -1. Please notice the change. Here we are getting 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 5, and if I am using -1, we will get 1 2 3 0. So now it started to round off before decimal point. So a positive value will round off after a decimal point, but a negative scale will round off before decimal point. So if I will use -1, it will round off one value, and if I am using -2, it will round off two values. So that's what a negative scale do. Just like a positive scale, it rounded off the value but before decimal point. Now that's it for today's lecture, and see you guys in next one.